Okay, this is 10 things that I have done since menopause, not in any particular order. Okay, menopause, I just think it's so interesting that it is a medical event that you don't know that it happened for a year afterwards, right? Because it's a year after you hit your last period, then you know you are in menopause. A lot of us, the period slows down. Maybe it's been 6 months. Oh, I must be in menopause. We get it again. Not officially, not until it's been 12 months. I think that's interesting. My name's Heather. You know, I'm not an MD. I have a doctorate in English, which doesn't count, right? I'm not a medical professional. This is just my journey, 10 things that I've done. Okay, so the first thing that's probably most relevant is personally, I decided to go on hormone replacement therapy. Specifically, I'm on the BioT pellet. It's a patch, it's a pellet, not a patch. And it's hormone replacement that lasts for 4 months. So I do it 3 times a year with a doctor I really like and trust. And we've measured the hormones before and after, and we continue to measure them every year. By the time I went to him, my hormone levels were so out of whack and just so on the floor. I don't even remember. I can show you the documentation, but I had no energy. I was going crazy, and it immediately started to help me. So that was just my choice personally after doing some research. I listened to tons of Dr. Barbara Taylor's YouTube videos. She's called Menopause Barbie. She has a lifetime of experience helping women through menopause as an MD. I bought the book. I started reading the book. It was this long. My symptoms were making me crazy. I had brain fog. I didn't finish the book. I I decided, you know what? There's so many options. It's so overwhelming. I happened to find a doctor that I really liked. He gave me a little book on BioT, even though it was written by the BioT people, and I was aware that I was only getting their side. I was just ready to try an intervention, and it worked. I just thought to myself, well, I'm not in the category of people who shouldn't be doing this, like someone who's actually had breast or uterine cancer, and asterisk, a few other people as well shouldn't be on HRT, like I think liver cancer. I'm not a doctor, so I can send you to the sources of that. But I wasn't on that short list, and so I decided to try it, and it worked for me personally. Second thing, this was coincidental with a lot of stuff happens in menopause, and it's hard to kind of like sort it all out. For me personally, I had been diagnosed with ADHD a few years prior at age 47. And I had been on the Adderall, and I thought it was God's gift. You know, I could sit at my desk and like work all day, and I was needing more and more Adderall though to stay productive, right? In the first shift, my job, and then the second and third shift, like taking care of kids in the house. And it was actually really depleting me. And long story short, really just kind of ran out. I mean, there was none to be had. and I thought Adderall was kind of what I needed, and I went on this journey, and kind of like the hormones, I'm not going to say they fixed me, that's so overly simplistic, but a lot of the brain fog and other issues that I was having, which were like physical and environmental, I've been able to work through with all these other interventions. The third thing, so going on HRT, hormone replacement therapy, being off of Adderall for me was the right choice. And then the health and exercise stuff, for me, it was weights. I've been training with weights 3 times a week with a trainer, only 30 minutes. It's really not that much. But I've increased my muscle mass. I have evened out my blood sugar, and I'm stronger. My posture's better. I'm more confident, improving my body composition. And I'm really focusing on body comp rather than weight loss, which is a whole other series of videos. Or in addition to weight loss. That's just me. That's personally the hack that I am using. The next thing is the diet part. is I eat about 150 grams of protein a day. So really bringing my protein way up and counting my protein. I mean, breakfast could have 40 grams of protein, maybe not in one meal. It might be broken up into like a collagen coffee and then some breakfast or something. But way more protein than I was getting. And it's really helped me, I think, with the brain fog, helping me focus. Creatine also helps me focus a little bit every morning. And then with that, of course, addressing the sugar. So I am not perfect. I think probably for me to be at my physically healthiest would probably be more like carnivore or maybe keto or something like that, because sugar and me don't really get along. However, I am a little bit lazy, a little bit more moderate. I'm taking things one step at a time. And the main thing I wanted to do was eliminate the crazy brain that my blood sugar going up and down was giving me. So not just minimizing the glucose, but timing it. And my source for this is Glucose Goddess. Has a lot to say about basically if you're going to eat sugar or, carbs, you're not front loading it in your meal, sending your body into shock. So making sure it's like the last component of what you're eating ideally. And, like having your veggies and protein first, basically. So yeah, those are the diet things I've done. A couple other one other physical aspect I wanted to talk about and then get to the other aspects is, people talk a lot about pelvic floor issues after menopause. I would just say one thing. At a certain point in my journey, I went to see a pelvic floor specialist, which I didn't even know existed. And I learned something really, really important. I had been totally focused on strength. Like, okay, after I have my babies, I need to do Kegels to have, strong muscle control, avoid incontinence, have good sexual health, and all that stuff. Well, I found out it's not just about strengthening, it's also about de-stressing. And basically, I was like too tight. I mean, I was like, I had, I needed to release some pressure points. And she gave me a wand that you put inside to basically get at the pressure points just like you would on the outside of your body, but being able to do that to release the pressure points from the inside of the pelvic floor. I just thought that was so interesting. And it opened up a world that I didn't know about, which is like pelvic floor health. And also she had come from a menopause clinic in Chicago, which I just think is brilliant. And I would love to go there and learn about that and see those more menopause clinics open up in other cities besides Chicago. So if you know anything about that, put a comment down below. That's on the physical side of stuff, but menopause is like a holistic experience, right? It's not just our physical health. It's all related. It's all connected. So personally for me, another thing that I started doing, well, I had a career change. I just didn't want to do what I was doing anymore. And I think that is a developmental thing for us in menopause. We lose that oxytocin, which, as Barbara Taylor says, is the caring hormone, the Velcro stick together hormone, the hormone that makes us want to care for other people and need to be needed and want everybody to be happy and peaceful. And we lose that. And it's a blessing because we kind of lose that obsession with what everyone else is doing, what everyone else is thinking. Is everybody else okay? And the focus, it's not just that we become selfish, it's that the focus, we kind of bring our energy back into ourselves. And that's, why we become the fonts of wisdom that we are, is because our energy is not all out there, it's back in here. Okay, so what was I going to say? So just to conclude, I mean, just naturally what happens and what I think to people, what I do making sure that I'm filled up, making sure that I'm journaling, that I'm in touch with what I want, my feelings and goals, and asking for help with that every morning, and journaling on that every morning. That's something that I've been doing on my journey, which has involved divorce, career pivot, becoming a businesswoman for the first time, getting coaching around that, and just really becoming, just kind of reclaiming